Let me tell you something about reality. Reality is you've been standing at the edge of your dream for years. Years. Not months, not weeks, years. And you're still standing there. Still thinking about it. Still planning for it. Still getting ready to get ready. Still maintaining your comfortable existence while telling yourself that one day, someday, when conditions are right, when you feel ready, when you have more money or more time or more whatever, then you'll really go for it. That day isn't coming. You know why? Because you're not building toward that day. You're building away from it. Every single day you maintain your backup plan is a day you invest in not succeeding at your real plan. Every single day you keep your safety net warm is a day you tell the universe you're not serious. Every single day you preserve your escape route is a day you practice quitting before you even start. And I'm not here to make you feel good about that. I'm not here to tell you it's okay. I'm not here to pat you on the back and say you're doing your best. Because you're not doing your best. You're doing your safest. You're doing your most comfortable. You're doing your most convenient. And that's exactly why you're stuck in the same place you were last year. And the year before that. And the year before that. How long are you going to do this? How many more years are you going to waste maintaining Plan B instead of committing to Plan A? How much longer are you going to split your energy between your dream and your fallback position? How much more time are you going to spend building a life you don't want just because it's easier than risking everything for the life you actually want? Time is running out. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 20 or 40 or 60. Time is running out. Every day that passes is a day you don't get back. Every week you spend maintaining your comfortable mediocrity is a week stolen from your potential greatness. Every month you keep your backup plan is a month you could have spent building something that matters. And you're choosing comfort. You're choosing safety. You're choosing the slow death of dreams deferred over the scary possibility of dreams pursued. That's on you, nobody else. Not your circumstances, not your past, not your responsibilities, not your obligations. You're the one choosing to keep your escape routes open. You're the one refusing to burn the boats. You're the one maintaining a comfortable prison and calling it being smart. And I get it. I understand why. Burning the boats is terrifying. Cutting off every retreat feels reckless. Going all in when you don't know if it'll work out activates every fear response in your body. Your brain is screaming at you to keep your options open. Your logical mind is listing every reason why you need a backup plan. Your survival instinct is telling you that safety is more important than dreams. But here's what your brain isn't telling you. Here's what your logical mind conveniently forgets. Here's what your survival instinct doesn't understand. You're not surviving. You're dying slowly. Every day you play it safe, a piece of your soul dies. Every day you maintain your backup plan, your dream gets smaller. Every day you refuse to fully commit, you become less of who you could be and more of who you never wanted to become. Is that what you want? You want to become the person who had dreams once? The person who talked about doing big things? The person who was going to change their life but never quite got around to it? That person who's always planning and preparing and getting ready but never actually doing? That's who you're becoming right now. That's who you're choosing to be by keeping your safety nets. And the worst part is you know it. Deep down, in that place you don't like to look at, you know you're not fully committed. You know you're hedging your bets. You know you're keeping one foot out the door. You feel it every time you work on your dream. That little voice that says, well, if this doesn't work out, I can always. That's the voice of your backup plan. That's the sound of your uncommitment. That's the noise of your own self-doubt wrapped in the language of practicality. That voice is killing you. It's killing your dreams. It's killing your potential. It's killing the person you could become. Because as long as that voice is there, as long as you have somewhere comfortable to run back to, you will never give everything you have. You will never access your full power. You will never discover what you're truly capable of. You'll always be operating at partial capacity, keeping something in reserve for when you quit. And you will quit, I promise you. With a backup plan ready, you will quit. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but when it gets hard, when it gets scary, when it demands more than you thought you'd have to give, you'll quit. You'll retreat to your backup plan, and you'll tell yourself you made the smart choice, the responsible choice, the mature choice. But you'll know, in your gut, you'll know you quit because you could, because you gave yourself permission to, because you never really committed in the first place. That knowledge will haunt you. It'll eat at you in quiet moments. It'll whisper to you late at night. It'll show up in the mirror when you're alone. You'll see it in your own eyes. The knowledge that you had something in you that you never released, that you had potential you never explored, that you had dreams you never really pursued because you were too busy maintaining your comfortable fallback position. Is that really what you want? You want to be 80 years old looking back on your life knowing you played it safe, knowing you kept your backup plans, knowing you never really went for it, knowing you spent your one precious life maintaining escape routes instead of building dreams? That's the path you're on right now. That's where keeping your safety nets leads. To a life of comfort and regret. To a life of safety and what if. To a life of surviving instead of thriving. I'm asking you to choose something different. I'm asking you to make a decision that terrifies you. I'm asking you to burn the boats. Not metaphorically, not symbolically. Actually burn them. Look at every backup plan you've been maintaining and dismantle it. Look at every safety net you've been keeping warm and let it go. Look at every escape route you've been preserving and close it permanently. Make retreat impossible. Make going back unthinkable. Make staying the same so painful that your only option is to move forward. That's not recklessness. That's commitment. That's what it actually means to go all in. That's what separates people who achieve extraordinary things from people who dream about achieving extraordinary things while maintaining ordinary lives. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what if I fail? What if I burn the boats and it doesn't work out? What if I go all in and I lose? Let me ask you something better. What if you succeed? What if burning the boats is exactly what you need to unlock your full potential? What if your backup plan is the only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted? What if the reason you haven't made it yet is because you've been giving yourself permission to quit? Think about that. Really think about it. How much energy are you putting into your backup plan? How much mental space does it occupy? How much of your focus is dedicated to keeping that option available? Now imagine redirecting all that energy, all that focus, all that mental space towards your actual dream. Imagine what you could build if you weren't splitting yourself in half. Imagine who you could become if you weren't keeping something in reserve for when you quit. You'd be unstoppable. That's what you'd be. You'd be dangerous, not to other people, to your own limitations, to your own excuses, to all the stories you've been telling yourself about why you can't do the thing. Because when retreat isn't an option, you find a way. When going back is impossible, you figure out how to move forward. When staying the same means you lose everything, you discover capabilities you didn't know existed. That's what burning the boats does. It forces evolution. It demands transformation. It creates conditions where you have no choice but to become the person who handles this. And that person, that version of you that emerges when retreat isn't available, that's who you've been looking for. That's the breakthrough you've been waiting for. That's the you that's capable of extraordinary things. But that person can't show up while you're maintaining your backup plans. They can't emerge while you're keeping your escape routes open. They can't take over while you're still clinging to your comfortable existence. Something has to die for something else to be born. And what needs to die is your ability to retreat, your option to quit, your comfortable fallback position that's been catching you every time things get hard. Let it die. Kill it on purpose. Eliminate it with intention. Not because you're being impulsive or reckless or stupid, because you understand that nothing significant ever came from hedging bets, because you know that partial commitment gets partial results, because you're finally ready to find out what you're capable of when you stop giving yourself an out. That's what this moment is. It's a decision point. You can keep reading and do nothing. Keep your backup plans. Keep your safety nets. Keep splitting yourself between your dream and your fallback position. Keep living in that gray area where you're not failing bad enough to be forced to change, but not succeeding enough to feel satisfied. That's an option. It's a terrible option, but it's an option. Or you can do something different. You can make this the moment everything changes. You can make this the day you stop preparing for failure and started expecting success. You can make this the time you finally took yourself seriously enough to eliminate every retreat. You can burn the boats, right now, today, this moment. And I'm not talking about quitting your job tomorrow with no plan. I'm not talking about being stupid or impulsive. I'm talking about making a real decision, the kind that scares you. The kind where you look at your backup plan and you say, I'm done maintaining this. I'm done keeping this option warm. I'm done giving myself permission to quit. From this moment forward, I'm all in. No safety net, no backup plan, no escape route. Just me and my dream and my absolute refusal to accept anything less than making it real. That's a decision. That's commitment. That's what changes everything. Not trying harder while keeping your options open. Not working more while maintaining your backup plan. Not hustling while preserving your safety net. Eliminating the option to retreat. Making success your only acceptable outcome. Creating conditions where you have to figure it out because not figuring it out means you lose everything. That's when you tap into power you didn't know you had. That's when you access capabilities that were always there but never necessary. That's when you become someone you didn't know you could be. Because necessity is the mother of invention. Pressure creates diamonds. When you have no choice but to succeed, you find a way to succeed. But you have to create that pressure. You have to manufacture that necessity. You have to put yourself in a position where failure is so unacceptable that your mind has no choice but to figure out how to win. And the way you do that is by burning the boats, by cutting off every retreat, by making going back more painful than pushing forward. Most people won't do this. Most people will read these words and feel inspired for about 10 minutes and then go right back to maintaining their backup plans. Most people will agree with everything I'm saying and then do nothing about it. Most people will nod along and then return to their comfortable existence where they keep one foot in their dream and one foot in their safety zone. Don't be most people. Most people are stuck. Most people are frustrated. Most people are living lives of quiet desperation, talking about what they're going to do someday while never doing anything today. Most people die with their dreams still inside them because they were too scared to burn the boats and find out what they were capable of. You're better than that. You have more in you than that. You're capable of more than a life spent maintaining backup plans. But you have to prove it. Not to me, not to anyone else, to yourself. You have to prove to yourself that you're willing to bet on you, that you're willing to risk everything for what you say you want, that you're willing to burn the boats and trust that you'll figure it out. And you will figure it out. Human beings are incredible at solving problems when we have to, when there's no choice, when survival depends on it. That's when we're at our best. That's when we access resources we didn't know we had. That's when we become resourceful and creative and relentless. But we don't get there by keeping things comfortable. We get there by making things uncomfortable, by putting ourselves in positions where we have to evolve or die. That's what burning the boats does. It creates necessary discomfort. It manufactures unavoidable pressure. It puts you in a situation where you have to become someone different because who you are isn't enough to handle where you are. And in that gap, in that space between who you are and who you need to be, transformation happens. Growth occurs. The person you've been waiting to become finally shows up. But they only show up when you make it necessary, when you create conditions that demand their emergence. When you burn the boats and make retreat impossible so the only way out is through. That's not happening while you keep your safety nets. That's not occurring while you maintain your backup plans. That's not taking place while you preserve your escape routes. You have to choose, not eventually, not someday, not when you're ready. Now, this moment, this decision. Are you going to keep playing it safe, or are you going to burn the boats? Are you going to keep hedging your bets, or are you going to go all in? Are you going to keep preparing for failure, or are you going to expect yourself to succeed? Because expecting yourself to succeed looks like eliminating every other option. It looks like making success the only acceptable outcome. It looks like burning every bridge back to mediocrity so the only direction you can go is toward greatness. That's what real commitment looks like. That's what actually going all in means. Not trying hard while keeping your options open. Eliminating your options so trying hard is your only choice. Listen to me. Your mind is your most powerful weapon. But right now you're using it against yourself. You're using all that intelligence and creativity to build elaborate justifications for why you need to keep your backup plans. You're using all that problem-solving ability to figure out how to stay comfortable instead of how to become extraordinary. You're using all that mental power to maintain the status quo instead of to shatter it. What if you redirected all that mental energy? What if you took all that intelligence you're currently using to rationalize your fear and pointed it at your dream instead? What if you used all that creativity to solve the problems standing between you and success, instead of creating reasons why you might fail? What if you weaponized your mind for your dreams instead of against them? That's what happens when you burn the boats. Your mind stops working on exit strategies and starts working on winning strategies. Your brain stops calculating how to retreat and starts calculating how to advance. Your thoughts stop preparing you for comfortable failure and start preparing you for uncomfortable success. Because when retreat isn't an option, your mind has no choice but to focus all its power on moving forward, and your mind is capable of so much more than you're currently demanding from it. You're operating at a fraction of your mental capacity because you're splitting your focus. Half your brain is working on your dream, the other half is working on your backup plan. Half your creativity is solving problems related to success, the other half is preparing for failure. Half your mental energy is moving you forward, the other half is keeping an escape route open. Stop splitting yourself. Stop dividing your mental resources. Stop using half your brain to build something great and the other half to prepare for when you quit. Consolidate all that power. Direct all that energy. Focus all that creativity on one thing: your dream, your goal, your vision. No backup plan, no escape route, no safety net. Just pure, concentrated, undivided focus on making it happen. That's when you become truly dangerous. That's when you access levels of performance you didn't know existed. That's when you tap into capabilities that were always there but never necessary because you always had somewhere else to go. But when you burn the boats, when you eliminate retreat, when you make success your only option, your mind unlocks everything it's been holding back, everything it's been keeping in reserve, everything it's been saving for your backup plan. And what you discover is that you're capable of so much more than you thought. You're stronger than you believed. You're more resourceful than you imagined. You're more creative than you knew. You're more resilient than you gave yourself credit for. But you only discover all of that when you put yourself in a position where you have to, when you make retreat impossible, when you burn the boats. So burn them, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now, this moment, look at your life, look at your backup plans, look at your safety nets, look at your escape routes, and eliminate them, all of them. Make a decision right now that terrifies you. Make a commitment that feels reckless. Make a move that looks crazy from the outside but feels necessary from the inside. That feeling in your gut right now, that mixture of fear and excitement, that's what it feels like to finally take yourself seriously. That's the sensation of actually committing. That's what happens when you stop playing it safe and start playing to win. Welcome it. Don't run from it. Don't rationalize it away. Don't let your logical mind talk you out of it. Feel that fear and do it anyway. Because comfort is the enemy of growth. Safety is the death of potential. Backup plans are dream killers. You cannot become extraordinary while maintaining ordinary options. You cannot build something significant while keeping something comfortable on standby. You cannot transform into who you need to be while staying attached to who you are. Something has to give. Something has to go. Something has to die. And what needs to die is your attachment to safety, your addiction to comfort, your need for backup plans, your insistence on keeping escape routes open. All of that has to go. All of that has to burn. All of that has to be eliminated if you want to access the version of yourself that's capable of extraordinary things. That version exists, right now, inside you, waiting. It's been waiting for years, waiting for you to take yourself seriously, waiting for you to make a real commitment, waiting for you to burn the boats and make retreat impossible. That version of you knows what to do. That version has all the answers. That version is capable of handling whatever comes, but that version can't emerge while you're maintaining your backup plans. You have to choose which version of yourself you want to be. The one who plays it safe and wonders what if, or the one who burns the boats and finds out, the one who keeps escape routes open and never fully commits, or the one who makes retreat impossible and discovers what they're truly capable of, the one who maintains comfortable mediocrity, or the one who risks everything for extraordinary possibility. You can't be both. You can't live in both worlds. You can't maintain your comfortable existence and build your extraordinary dream at the same time. One has to win. One has to dominate. One has to become your entire focus. And if you want your dream to win, if you want your extraordinary life to emerge, if you want to become who you're capable of becoming, then you have to eliminate the competition. You have to burn the boats back to your ordinary life. Do it. Stop reading and do it. Stop thinking about it and take action. Look at your life right now. Identify every backup plan, every safety net, every comfortable fallback position, every escape route you've been maintaining. Write them down. Look at them. Then eliminate them. All of them. Today. Make a decision that terrifies you. Make a commitment that scares you. Make a move that feels like you're jumping off a cliff with no parachute. That feeling, that terror, that's the feeling of finally taking yourself seriously. That's what it feels like to actually commit. That's the sensation of eliminating retreat as an option. Welcome it, embrace it, let it fuel you, because that fear means you finally have something real at stake. That panic means it actually matters now. That uncertainty means you're finally playing a game worth winning. And you will win, not because I'm promising you success, not because burning the boats guarantees results, but because when you eliminate retreat as an option, you become someone who finds a way. You become someone who solves impossible problems. You become someone who refuses to accept failure because failure isn't an option you gave yourself. That's who you become when you burn the boats. Not lucky, not gifted, not special. Committed. Fully, completely, totally committed to making it work because you don't have anywhere else to go. And that commitment, that all-in mentality, that refusal to retreat, that's what changes everything. That's what unlocks your potential. That's what transforms you from someone who dreams about doing big things into someone who actually does them. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback when you can't retreat. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to grow when going back isn't available. Every challenge becomes a chance to discover new capabilities when staying the same isn't an option. That's the power of burning the boats. It transforms how you see everything. Problems stop being reasons to quit and start being puzzles to solve. Difficulties stop being signals to retreat and start being invitations to evolve. Failures stop being endings and start being education. But that transformation only happens when retreat isn't available. When you have a backup plan, problems become reasons to use it. When you have an escape route, difficulties become signs that maybe you should take it. When you have a safety net, failures become permission to quit. Your backup plan isn't protecting you. It's poisoning you. It's contaminating your commitment. It's infecting your resolve. It's giving you a way out when what you need is no way out. So cut it off. Eliminate it. Destroy it. Not because you're being reckless, because you understand that your backup plan is your biggest obstacle. Your safety net is your greatest enemy. Your escape route is what's keeping you trapped. Burn them all. Make retreat so impossible that your only option is to figure out how to advance. That's when miracles happen. That's when breakthroughs occur. That's when you do things you never thought possible. Not because you suddenly became superhuman, because you became fully human. Because you finally accessed the full range of your capabilities instead of operating at partial capacity. Because you stopped keeping something in reserve and started giving everything you have. And what you have is enough. More than enough. You have everything you need to succeed. You always did. The problem was never your capabilities. It was never your resources. It was never your circumstances. The problem was your willingness to retreat. Your option to quit, your backup plan that made full commitment unnecessary. But now you know, now you understand. Now you see that your backup plan has been holding you back more than helping you. Now you recognize that your safety net has been trapping you more than protecting you. Now you realize that your escape route has been keeping you stuck more than keeping you safe. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to keep reading and do nothing? Going to feel inspired for a few minutes and then go back to your comfortable existence? Going to agree with everything I'm saying and then change nothing? Or are you going to do something different? Are you going to make a real decision? Are you going to burn the boats? The choice is yours. But understand this: if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting what you've been getting. If you want something different, you have to do something different. And the most different thing you can do right now is burn every boat back to your old life and commit fully to your new one. No safety net, no backup plan, no escape route. Just you and your dream and your absolute refusal to accept anything less than making it real. That's what it takes. That's what separates people who make it from people who don't. Not talent, not luck, not circumstances. The willingness to burn the boats and bet everything on yourself. The courage to cut off every retreat and force yourself forward. The commitment to go all in and figure it out because there's no other option. You got that in you. I know you do. The question is whether you're going to access it, whether you're going to demand it from yourself, whether you're going to create the conditions that force it out of you. You can keep playing it safe if you want. You can keep your backup plan if that makes you feel better. But don't wonder why nothing changes. Don't wonder why you're stuck in the same place year after year. You know why. You're not fully committed. You're not all in. You haven't burned the boats. Do it. Do it today. Look at your backup plan and eliminate it. Look at your safety net and remove it. Look at your escape routes and close them off. Then look at your dream and say, this is it. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm betting everything on. This is what I'm committing to fully and completely, with no way back and no option to quit. That's when your life changes. That's when you become different. That's when you discover what you're actually capable of. Not when it's convenient. Not when it's comfortable. Not when you got somewhere to run back to. When you eliminate every option except success. When you burn the boats and force yourself to swim or die, that's when you find out what you're made of. And I believe you're made of more than you think. I believe you got greatness in you that you haven't accessed. I believe you're capable of achieving things you've only dreamed about. But I also believe you'll never find out if you keep your backup plan. You'll never discover it if you maintain your escape routes. You'll never become it if you refuse to burn the boats. So burn them today, burn them right now. Cut off every single retreat, eliminate every backup option, remove every safety net, go all in on yourself, bet everything on your dream. Commit fully to becoming who you're meant to be. That's the only way, that's what it takes. That's what separates the people who make it from the people who spend their life wondering what if. Don't be the person who wonders, be the person who knows. Be the person who went for it. Be the person who burned the boats and figured it out. Be the person who cut off every retreat and moved forward anyway. Be the person who committed fully and completely and discovered what they were capable of when they stopped giving themselves an out. That person is in you. That person is waiting for you to burn the boats and let them out. That person is ready to show up the moment you eliminate every escape route. That person is who you become when you stop preparing for failure and start expecting success. When you stop maintaining backup plans and start betting everything on plan A. When you stop keeping one foot in your old life and put both feet in your new one. Do it. You know you need to. You know it's time. You know you've been playing it safe too long. You know those backup plans are holding you back. You know those safety nets are keeping you from flying. You know those escape routes are the reason you never fully commit. So burn the boats, cut off the retreats, go all in. Make it impossible to go back. Make it necessary to go forward. Put yourself in a position where you have to succeed. That's where transformation happens. That's where breakthroughs occur. That's where you become the person you were always meant to be. Not in comfort, not in safety, not with backup plans. In the fire, in the pressure, in the all or nothing moment when you eliminated every option except making it work. That's where greatness lives. That's where your potential waits. That's where the life you actually want is ready for you to claim it. But you gotta burn the boats first. You gotta cut off the retreats. You gotta go all in. No half measures, no partial commitment, no keeping your options open. Full commitment, total commitment. The kind of commitment where you either make it happen or you don't survive. That's what it takes. That's what's required. That's what you need to do right now if you want your life to change. So do it. Stop reading and do it. Stop thinking about it and do it. Stop preparing for it and do it. Burn the boats. Cut off every single retreat. Go all in on yourself. Bet everything on your dream. Eliminate every escape route. Make success the only option because you removed every other option. That's how you win. That's how you succeed. That's how you become who you're meant to be. Burn the boats. Do it now. Your future self is waiting on the other side of that commitment. Your breakthrough is waiting on the other side of that decision. Your transformation is waiting on the other side of burning those boats. So light the match, watch them burn, and never look back. This is your moment. This is your time. This is when you stop being the person who talks about doing things and become the person who does things. This is when you stop being the person who keeps options open and become the person who goes all in. This is when you stop being the person who maintains backup plans and become the person who burns the boats. Right now, this moment, make the decision, take the action, eliminate the retreats, burn the boats, and discover who you become when failure is not an option you gave yourself. Discover what you're capable of when retreat is impossible. Discover what you can build when you finally stop splitting your focus and direct everything toward your dream. That's the person you've been looking for. That's the life you've been wanting. That's the breakthrough you've been waiting for. And it's all on the other side of one decision, one commitment, one action. Burn the boats. That's it. That's everything. That's what changes your life forever.